And here we have in the top position, we have Empire.Happy, the yellow Terran. And down here on the bottom left, we have the red Terran, NSHoSeo SalvatioN.
That's right, and you can actually see Vines chatting in the spectator chat. These teams knew they were going to be playing each other a while ago. It was actually, this match did take place just before Vines actually left the team, so he is actually eligible to play in this series.
I think it might have actually been a few days before.
Yeah, it might have been the day,
the day of.
Maybe this is the reason he left. Oh God.
Yeah,
I guess we'll find out.
So there was actually a really good article on TL about how Empire.Happy in Warcraft 3 kind of had one strategy per race, and in StarCraft 2 he's kind of done the same thing. And that's pretty much true. Happy has one way of playing, and he pretty much plays defensive, turtley, 3-base, play to 200-200 almost every single game. So we'll see if he's going to switch it up or if he's going to go with his standard macro, try to put you to sleep play style that he's kind of known for at this point.
And I can already tell this is going to be upsetting for some people not having Kevin here. The super duper high energy. Me and Frank just don't cast like that. So apologies in advance if we put you guys to sleep. But, I mean, I like to do play-by-play, and I get excited when cool stuff is happening. But it gets hard when you have TVT openers that are usually very, very similar. But we do have Happy actually getting a gas first. NSHoSeo SalvatioN delaying a little bit on that front. So it looks like Happy might be the first one to race toward Factory, as he actually got gas before Barracks here.
Yeah, it's interesting on this map. You can have the spawns in this position. CC first is a little bit risky, so maybe they just didn't want to do that, knowing that they won't spawn cross position necessarily. So going towards a tech-heavy build for Happy, starting gas first. I'm guessing we'll see early Factory to Starport. And Salvation, a little bit more standard, but the build is shaping up to be about the same. We'll see exactly what he decides to go from here, whether he goes fast CC or if he invests more tech-heavy.
That's right. Only one gas still for both sides. We have Orbital Command obviously coming up now as soon as possible for Salvation. Happy is still working on whatever he's going to be building here soon. His Barracks is going to finish up soon. So we have seen already some amazing series already in the Premier Division. Contender Division yesterday was a little bit more one-sided, with Acer actually winning that series 5-2. And that's that conglomerate of alternate attacks and type, which type is apparently down to only 2 active players now, which is kind of crazy. What do you think about their partnership, alternate and type?
Well, type, from what I've heard, is having problems and might actually be going away as a team. So I actually want to know what alternate is going to do, seeing as how the roster is only 4 players, if they're going to add someone to stay in the league or if they're just going to forfeit their spot eventually. They have a really good team. I mean, all 4 of their players are like top-notch Europeans, especially Zaka, who is, you know, like top international player. I mean, he's capable of beating anyone. Everyone remembers he was the only person that beat Dong Regu at the MLG that he won.
That's right.
So, yeah, he is a great player, and their team is really good. They could use a little bit more depth, obviously, because they only have 4 players, but very, very solid team there.
That's right. And actually, I remember Take actually has some part of alternate as well, so that he actually could jump in there. We don't prohibit managers from playing. I know Karante actually had to use Rio once or twice. I know that Apollo's hopped in before. I know Xeris used to hop in for Fnatic on occasion. So we don't prohibit managers. If Take wanted to play for alternate, he possibly could.
I actually think Take has on one occasion, and I remember in the amateur, I think Tortellini actually played for Infinity 7 at one point.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh man. So we have the first Hellion out for Happy now. Apparently the spectator chat, they're telling Costa to just speak English, but he's like, no, I'm Ukrainian, you noob.
So almost mirror builds. Starport coming out at the same time. It looks like it's probably going to be 1 Banshee from each player at least. I'm guessing probably no cloak for either player as soon as they haven't saved the gas. Oh, and it looks like no tech lab for Happy, so he's just going to go medevac. He's going to do some kind of medevac timing push. While Salvation is actually going for the Banshee harass. And Salvation might be in a little bit of trouble, not too much trouble, because he does have a bunker, but he's not going to have a whole lot of units if that bunker does go down. He only has 1 Marine in it.
Well, if Happy is getting these medevacs this quickly, I'm thinking he might just
lift
up.
in,
just go straight into the main.
And that'll cause a ton of damage, because, I don't know, can we check the unit counter? I don't actually know how many Marines Salvation has. Yeah, he has 7. Pretty good Hellion count for Happy, too. 4 Hellions, going to make really, really quick work of those Marines, plus the medic for his own Marines. That's a really deadly combination.
Yep, and we have Kos actually helping us commentate supply block for Happy, apparently. But the first Banshee is actually out now for Salvation. We'll see how deadly he's going to actually be with it. Let's go back to production tab. He's not researching Cloak at all. Just heading into the main now.
This is dangerous because Banshee is so far, and here comes the drop. Oh, wait, nice reaction time, though. That supply depot helping him spot that a little bit. But now Happy's going to have to decide if he's going to go in because he does not have a lot to defend that Banshee at home. Oh, he is making a Viking, though, so he did scout the build. That Banshee will do a little bit, not much, but the bunker is actually going to go down, not even trying to repair it. And if these get in, this could cause a lot of damage depending on the Hellion response from Salvation. All
right, we'll just pop back over to that Banshee, and you're right, there's absolutely no defense here. It's going to be able to pick off both of these Marines and just go crazy on those SCVs, but we got to see how much damage Happy is going to do while that Banshee is going crazy in his base. The Hellions score a nice SCV kill there. He's obviously not going to be able to kill off this whole CC before Salvation moves down the ramp, so he needs to focus a little bit.
That's bad position for Salvation, though, grouping everything up for the Hellions, and he's going to lose a lot right here.
Well, either way, Happy does still have some units standing. Oh, did he actually pick off the Banshee?
Yeah, because of the Viking that he built. Yeah, so check the units loss.
Didn't quite see exactly how many kills it got total.
Salvation definitely did more damage than Happy in that exchange, and I really thought Happy had a better army composition to take advantage of that. Just did not really do a very good job in actually getting damage done. I mean, he's delayed mining at the expansion to try to catch up. And getting his own expansion, but he really should have probably done a little bit more with that push.
Well, one thing that kind of helped out Salvation was getting that Viking out and killing off that medevac very quickly, because that was the one thing Happy had that Salvation didn't. So being able to neutralize that sort of drop ability and healing, obviously, was very nice for him. Happy is pretty even still with Salvation as far as total supply, but again, the workers killed is going to be a big difference, especially when Salvation expanded first.
And look at the number of workers. He's actually way down Happy, so he's going to have to do something to catch up here. He's going to find himself behind. Obviously, he's down almost 10 workers, but that means his army is significantly bigger. He's up now 1 supply. So his army is about 10 bigger, and I'm going to see if he's going to try to push in here again.
Yeah, most of it is made up of these Hellions and single tank. Marine count is still fine for Salvation, but Salvation is getting siege tech right now, and as well as those valuable upgrades, stim and +1 weapons. There's no stim for Happy yet, even being researched. He hasn't even had a tech lab until he got it for that siege tech. But here we go. Actually, Salvation still with plenty of units and a tank on the high ground, blasting down, not with siege mode, but gets away with 4 HP. Very nice move there from Salvation. He still has lots of Marines on the low ground here.
Salvation also microing the Marines really, really well, not losing a lot to the Hellions when those Hellions really could have torn those Marines to pieces. Did a really good job of holding up that push, and now he has siege mode. He's going to find himself in very, very good position.
That's right. Now he can repair up his siege tank. It's back to full. He has siege mode. We're going to see a drop most likely, or at least some spotting here from the Viking and medevac to kill his supply depot for free. Salvation is going to be able to respond to this with a Viking at least, and he really wants that Viking kill on Happy because it's only got 21 health left, but he's not going to get it here. Depot does go down though, and Salvation is going to have to rebuild that, but both players are basically essentially
almost dead even now. Yeah, Happy knows he's a little bit behind, so he's been trying to be more aggressive and do some damage, but his damage really hasn't been that effective, so now it just looks like he's going to back off and say, you know, I'm not really that behind. Let's just play a macro game and see who does better in the end. Almost mirror builds, but what concerns me is Happy hasn't even started a tech lab on a barrack, so no stim. He hasn't started an engineering bay for upgrades either, so he's going to be really far behind. Oh, wow, nice Hellion drop in the main, though. He's going to get a lot of SCVs. A lot have gone down already. How many did he get?
Well, he had 2 previously. Now he's all the way up to 8. So he is catching up on that front.
I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily worth it cost for cost, but that catches up in economy.
Well, Mista says it's even, so
yeah,
same SCV. Yeah, actually, the actual worker count was even there for a second.
Yeah, so now it's pretty much even. And I mean, being even in economy when you're playing for the late game is a little bit better than being, being ahead 8 supply in TVT is not really significant with how much siege tanks make a difference.
Now he's got the tech labs rolling.
And now, so now he needs to get his upgrades going and hold this off because right now he's 0-0 against 1-0 upgrades on the Marines, and I believe there's probably more tanks for Salvation right now.
Oh, nice sieging position there from Happy, but he stims forward to try and take those out, and actually the tank is living way longer than it should have there and actually gets several more blasts. Happy with his staggered siege tanks actually doing a ton of damage to Salvation, but Salvation does have the very high DPS with stim and a medevac overhead to keep them healed up. And now he's got this good positioning here to be able to drop into the main. He can also siege on the low ground like you see him doing now.
That's really bad for Happy. He lost almost all of his Marines to those tanks. Just kind of bad position there. And now Happy's going to take some damage. He might, he's not going to lose the CC as the tank in position. But now Salvation finds himself pretty far ahead, but he needs to expand behind this because Happy does have that CC being made, and Salvation hasn't even started on his third yet.
That's right. Salvation's going to back off with all of his mech. Those tanks are headed back home, but he does still have this medevac at close to full health. He's got very, very injured Marines inside, so I'm not sure what targets he's going to try to pick here while he has a few seconds to get some damage in, because the Marines of Happy obviously are going to show up any moment and start to pick those off. And, oh wow, only loses 2 Marines, but I'm not sure exactly what he got to kill.
Yeah, he might have killed a SCV, but I mean, that was just poke. See what I can do. Didn't really lose anything. So, all right, now Salvation is moving out. See, he has 2 tanks there, a few more tanks moving up, I believe, and quite a big, another tank. Oh, wait, no, just going to the watchtower, clearing it out, coming back, and he has now finally started his third.
I'm surprised actually that Happy hasn't sent a Viking after this medevac, at least to just keep it out of his hair, but he doesn't have any Vikings, so...
Yeah, I don't know. He has his whole army in his base. You really don't want to do this in TVT. You're giving up so much position to your opponent. You're just basically inviting them in, and now, you know, Salvation's taking all advantage of that, pushing up with his entire army, and he's going to be right on Happy's doorstep. Happy's not going to be able to leave his base. Pretty much full... Oh, a drop in the back going on too, and he's moving up to the front while this is going on. This is kind of a distraction, and Salvation is going to have a full contain on him in a second. There's nothing he can do.
Happy did have the siege tanks already in place, so that's good for him. He did pick off a tank trying to siege up in his natural area, so Salvation making a couple of mistakes as well. Just letting that medevac, letting that drop go to try and get some more SCV kills. I think he got 1 more with that last attack, so not really great trade there. But he could have sent everyone home and just healed up and repaired the medevac and had a much larger force to show for it next time he came back.
All right, but he does have his third now, and it's up. But Happy, ooh, like a little mini Doom drop coming. 3 loaded drop ships coming in. Going to try to stop the production and economy Salvation. But look at the missile turrets. Oh, is he going to get in?
Looks like it.
Wow,
there's no turrets right there.
Wow, so he's going to get in, going to get tons of SCVs. He's camped on top of a ton of supply depots, too. That can't be overlooked. So many of them are right there. If he kills all these units, then he can just start to decimate the supply count, too. But he's killed a ton of Marines and SCVs already. And no matter what Salvation does to clean this up, he's going to lose a lot of units. Wow.
All these Marines going down now. Happy actually up by about 10 supply now. You never want to see a force that large in your main mineral line. The workers lost now, definitely favoring Happy for the first time, 19 to 12 there, and the actual workers overall, actually Happy's still behind, but that's because Salvation has this third base up and running now, and Happy does not have his set up yet. And actually, he's going to be in range of the sensor tower here if he does land.
Wow, that was actually a really good attack by Happy. More than killing the economy, he killed a ton of army for value. You know, he got a lot worth out of that attack, but he is a little bit behind economically, and he's going to have to do some more damage in order to catch up because he's behind in upgrades as well.
So Happy is sitting at 1-1, and Salvation is sitting at 1-1 as well.
Okay,
they are even now.
They are even now. Okay.
Yeah. Both sides have shield, both sides have stem. They're pretty much exactly even. I'll go back to the production tab now, and we can see.
Okay,
actually,
he just
hit. Okay,
yeah.
Salvation just hit +2/+1. We'll soon have 2/2, and Happy has not
started
2/2. So it's going to be a big difference soon here.
Does he even have his armor up yet?
I haven't seen one yet.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, he does have it, but he's not getting his. Okay, just now started 2/2. Yeah, so he's going to be pretty far behind. Going to have really good positioning because Salvation is now on the move. He's going to have 2/2 in a moment, and he realizes that's a pretty good opportunity to push. He's going to have to be really careful, though. Wow. That was really close.
All right, so the medevac flying in here, obviously, to do some spotting for the tanks on the low ground, but they're just out of range of each other. Just a slight amount, so actually some other action going on around the map. They keep fighting over this Zelnaga tower, and Space Shark just watches. Watch out, medevac, there's a Space Shark right there.
Yeah, don't crash into the Space Shark.
What are you doing?
Yeah, Space Shark sees all.
You think the medevac would be a trained pilot and know how to avoid Space Sharks?
All right, so Happy has now broken the contain. And now he's setting up, so it looks like he's moving so he can take this fourth, and he has pretty good position now. Oh, wow, drop, though. It's only going to have 3 Marine. Nice missile turret placement by Happy. That was perfect.
No, don't attack Marines with medevacs. Okay.
Okay, it's going to get cleaned up pretty easily.
There he goes. That will easily be cleaned up. No other movement really on the map. Looks like Salvation may have wanted to try to do another drop, but he loaded up and then thought better of it after dropping a scan right on those tanks. Third base of Happy is getting saturated now, and actually he's ahead on SCVs for the first time. So if you look at this, look at the huge numbers of Marines on both sides.
Yeah, wow, that's actually really high.
And decent number of tanks on each side. That's over 100 supply of Marines on both sides.
And a pretty even tank count, slightly higher for Happy, and the medevac count is almost exactly even as well. So I really don't think either one of these players are going to try to break the other one, but I like the way Happy is positioning his army a lot better. He's really reacting where Salvation moves, keeping pretty good scouting information with the Marines. You know, he's moving back and forth wherever Salvation goes, and he's in pretty good position to take his 4th, although Salvation now looks like he has started and almost finished his 4th base before Happy started his.
Well, Salvation does have 2/2 upgrades already finished. +3 is going to be done momentarily, so if this +3 hits, Salvation will have a nice long window before Happy's going to be able to catch up to that. So we'll see if he tries to make his move then. He did load up a big drop.
Is this going to get spotted though? I think, it's definitely been spotted. So he's going to have, he's already bringing stuff over back to his base. He's like full retreat back, but he's not going to get there in time. His army is not in position. And
there's a good turret line here already. Only a handful of Marines.
Oh, he has to stem the Marines. He's got to kill this. Oh, wow. He gets 2 of the medics before they unload anything, and he is actually going to clean this up without too much of an issue, it looks like.
That's fine, but we do have another attack going on here where Happy actually has plenty of forces waiting as well. So this just even trades kind of on both sides. I don't think too much damage was done inside the main. He did pull a lot of SCVs, but there's no real mineral mining going on anyway. He should probably
look at the battle by the 3rd.
Back.
So Happy actually managed to clean up a lot of that. And he is now up by 30 supply. He's going to siege up. He's going to kill this tank. Well, he's going to have to be careful with that drop.
Oh, he's dropping Marines directly
Very,
on him.
very smart. He unsieges. He's going to kill that. But now Happy has a really huge advantage. I'd not be surprised if he went in with this force.
Yeah, so even though he's dropping the minerals directly on, or dropping the Marines directly onto the tanks, he did not actually get Happy to kill any of his own tanks. They can be repaired back up, and those Marines are gone forever. NSHoSeo Salvation trying to expand here to take a 4th base. Happy has still not been able to do that himself. Both players still just being very active with their medevacs, with their Marines, trying to keep map vision all over the place. You can see Marines just kind of hanging out all over the place.
Yeah, very good scouting by both players.
But that upgrade just showing how powerful it is there, the 3/2 upgrade, taking out that 2/2 Marine very quickly. 3/3 is now started for Happy, but Salvation has, again, that narrow window where he's ahead in upgrades, not just on the Marines, but also on the
Happy just got +1 right now. So now they're both even there. It's good they're getting upgrades now. Salvation starting +2 though before Happy started +2. You really have to be on top of that because they have the money. There's no reason they shouldn't be upgrading those all the time.
That's right. Well, they kind of want to sit on their bank because they don't have 4th bases. If they do another big trade like that, they want to be the one with more bank so that they can replenish easier.
Yeah.
But Salvation with that 4th base now can start spending a little bit more freely. Happy, again, just slightly behind in economy, slightly behind in upgrades.
So they're going to drop behind Happy's 3rd.
All right, so he's going to snag a couple of SCVs there. Happy is going to respond to this and actually lose a depot, most likely going to burn down before he gets to repair that.
He tried, but didn't quite go. Yeah, Happy, the Mista points out, no 4th where Happy is a big deal. I don't know why he's sitting on this because he had an army advantage. He was up by almost 30 supply, but he didn't do anything with that supply. He just went back to sitting on his 3 base, and Salvation definitely went out and took a 4th base as he should have, and now he's going to be way ahead in economy as soon as the natural of Happy mines out, which it looks like it's about to.
We probably thought that he was still very even when he did have that 30 supply lead, because both the trade in the main and at Happy's 3rd were fairly even. Happy did have more tanks on the ground, but if there's no way to quickly mobilize those, then there's still not a lot he can do. But at the moment, yeah, the 4th base is going to be the killer, I think. Salvation just mining freely. I showed the income earlier. It was something like 1,800 to 1,300 whenever the mules were fully going.
Yeah.
Gas income, not as much. I guess he's still just, he's got these 2 empty refineries going.
Yeah, but as we said, the naturals for both players are about to mine out, and then Happy will be down to 1 mining base, and he hasn't even started that command center yet.
Okay, so we do have a drop looping around for Happy, but Salvation is actually mobilizing his army a little bit. He's got a drop geared up as well. It is actually going to be spotted by Happy at least. So
great scouting by both players. They've spotted every single drop of these Marine spread. This map is interesting as it has only one watchtower, so you really have to spread your army around to scout for these things, but both players have done a really good job of doing that.
This is actually just really weird seeing this huge number of Marines. Actually, they look like lemmings. They're like trying to get out of this giant tank wall that Happy's constructed. Oh,
so
here we go.
Many tanks.
This is
wow,
going to be
huge battle, and I have no idea what's going to happen here.
All these tanks sieged up so slow for Happy comparatively, and I think Salvation got a few good blasts in before that actually happened, but now we are just totally postured for tank battles. He's unsieging now, so he is actually going to back off and let Salvation back off as well.
Oh, wow, that was a nice fake by Happy, so now he's going to make him back off, and now he's going to take that position. Oh, or no, he doesn't want it.
No, there's a lot of dancing going on in this game. Both players just posturing
he's gearing
over and over
for a Doom drop.
That is a huge amount of medevacs full of stuff. NSHoSeo Salvation does have a medevac chilling, waiting for I'm not sure what.
Oh, wow, that watchtower, though, he's got to be really careful not to go through that. It just went up.
Oh no, all of his units are over here. Look at this. Salvation's choosing right now to move in.
And that's perfect timing.
Happy probably didn't have to take his whole army up there. just saying. So he's gonna lose a little bit of position for sure. Happy is now starting to move down the right side of the map. There's nothing there. I really don't know what's going on.
I think he's trying to take a roundabout way, but you know, because he does have his third safe, but he's gonna have to do a lot of damage with this.
He's joining up all of his forces here. We saw this drop where he just kind of set them on the ground and didn't do anything with it. Awkward position to be in. Not at home when your base is about to be attacked.
He's going to lose all his production structures on this, and he is way out of position.
Man, I can't believe this game is going to 30 minutes, and then this just egregious error is what's actually going to seal the deal, because this is just way too much DPS. 3-3 Marines with stim, this many siege tanks here, 6 siege tanks in your base.
And they have +2.
Destroying your production facilities. You can't move forward because you don't have enough. And Happy's trying to do a counter here, but there's already tanks sieged up. Salvation realizes his army's nowhere to be found in his main. He knows this is coming.
He actually managed to kill all those tanks, though, so now he has a few. Oh, wow, no, he's losing all his Marines. That's...
yeah, so basically what I was saying is Salvation knows that Happy's army is MIA, so he just knows that everything he produces now needs to stay at home and wait for Happy to show up. So he actually had something like 6 tanks already prepared waiting there. This tank line of Happy is not doing anything because they're not in range, obviously, so Salvation can just park here, and he's already killed all the production facilities save 2 barracks and a factory.
And the other thing is Happy doesn't have the income to remake all of this because he's down to 1 mining base. So and look, like Salvation was smart, and he built all these orbital commands during all of that. So now he's sitting on 6 mule producing buildings, or actually more than that. I think it's 7 orbitals.
They're just kind of like sitting all over the place here. There's 5 right here, actually.
Yeah.
But he's still entrenched inside of Happy's base. He can't produce anything except for these 2 barracks and factory. I don't believe he has. Okay, there's another factory and another barracks. Nothing here.
Nothing here.
Oh, wow. Look at that saturation.
And he's about to be mined out of his 3rd as well.
Ooh, man, that's rough.
Oh,
Salvation
no.
has way too many units now.
Happy. That's just... He's just move commanding into tank lines at this point. He's going to have to kill a lot in order to stay in this game.
Yeah, these Marines are 3-3 now. At least he does still have quite a lot of tanks, but now that he's left his base, Salvation's just going to move freely in and finish off the rest of it. And Salvation basically can keep producing 10 Marines in a tank at a time.
Oh, what is he doing? He was trying to focus that command center down, and he got it, but his units got killed, and there it is. Yeah, GG.
All right, there's the GG, and Happy is going to lose the first game. Salvation takes it for NSHoSeo.